3 generations and counting have been affected by mercury poisoning in Grassy Narrows. It's a remote First Nation of about 1,000 people in Northwestern Ontario. They are now suing both the provincial and federal governments, accusing them of failing to protect them against the damaging effects of toxic pollution. The English Wabigoon River system was contaminated in the 60s and the 70s by a paper mill that was dumping an estimated 9 tons of mercury right into the water. And since then, thousands of people in the Grassy Narrows First Nation have consumed fish from the river and experienced the effects of mercury poisoning. With us this morning is Grassy Narrows Chief Rudy Turtle and Adrian Tilford, partner of Cavaluzo LPP. That's one of the LLP. That's one of the firms that represents Grassy Narrows. Great to have you both in studio. Welcome.
Good morning.
Chief Turtle, this is my first question for you. This has been a long time coming. 7 years ago, the federal government made the promise to remedy the situation. They were going to clean up the river. They were going to build a treatment home for those who were experiencing mercury poisoning. What progress has been made to either of those things?
There's been very slow progress. We're hoping to start building the treatment center this July. And so, but with the river cleanup, the studies are ongoing, and that's been taking a long time. So everything's just been slow.
Adrian, in what ways does this lawsuit claim that the rights of people at Grassy Narrows have been violated?
Well, the lawsuit is fundamentally about protecting Grassy Narrows people and Grassy Narrows territory. So we say that it's been over 50 years of the Crown failing the people of Grassy Narrows, prioritizing profits and industrial extraction in their territory over the health of the people, the health of the environment, and the health of the rivers and the waters that sustain Grassy Narrows' treaty rights and their way of life.
Chief Turtle, mercury we know is toxic. It's a toxic element to humans, and symptoms of poisoning include breathing problems, balance and vision challenges, and in the case of fetuses, there can be brain damage. You yourself are among those who have experienced the effects of the poisoning. How has this affected your community over the years? What have you observed?
Oh, it's made life difficult for people, like even just working and operating. Let's say if you're operating a chainsaw or something, it's difficult for one that has mercury in their system to properly hang on to the chainsaw. And so it's simple tasks sometimes can be very, very hard for them.
It's why a specific treatment center needs to be built, is because of the symptoms from mercury poisoning that can linger. Adrian, there is no defined monetary compensation right now that's being sought. So what kinds of remedies are you seeking, both from the provincial and federal governments?
Right, and thank you for that question. I just want to point out that, the Mercury Care Home is about providing some monthly stipend to the people of Grassy Narrows, but it doesn't stop the poisoning from happening. And that's one of the key remedies that we are seeking, right? We just learned last month that the mill is still discharging contaminants into the ecosystem. The Crown is still letting the mill do this, and that essentially the lawsuit seeks to stop this contamination from happening, seeks to stop the ongoing harm that has been happening to the people of Grassy Narrows.
In researching the story, somebody had made the comparison that if this weren't happening in Grassy Narrows, a remote First Nation in Northwestern Ontario, if it was happening in a cottage country or a place where people vacation, for example, the fix would be immediate. Yet here we are still dealing with the effects from the 60s and the 70s. Chief, how discouraging is it that the government is still sitting on this issue, that you've had to now sue the government in order to get something done?
Well, first of all, it's been 50 years, more than 50 years that this has been going on, and it is very discouraging. We've been voicing our concerns for the last 30 years, and it's been a long time, so having to sue them is pretty much our last resort, and it is sad that it has to come to this.
I want to thank you both for being here today and for coming with us. It's an important story to bring light to, and I thank you both for making the time to be here today. Adrian and Chief, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.